Have you ever wondered where the food you eat comes from? Almost all the food we eat comes from farmers, so next time you see one, say thank you. Although farming is essential to life on Earth and our society would collapse without it, new studies have shown that the human population cannot be supported at the rate at which our topsoil and natural environments are vanishing. One way to slow this process is through regenerative farming. Today, I want to give you some insight and how it affects our climate, environment, economy, and everyday life. First off, what is regenerative agriculture? For some background, it's considered a greener way of farming, which means a smarter, healthier way to use resources while not depleting energy in the ecosystem and reusing products to replenish nutrients and keep carbon buried in the soil. Regenerative versus industrial. Why factory farming is bad specifically. Industrial farming is not sustainable because it is not healthy for the plants and animals that are used. Regenerative agriculture works in more of a cycle, while industrial works more of a one-time use system. Industrial agriculture uses unnatural methods like GMOs, pesticides, and excessive soil erosion. There are many reasons why industrial agriculture has negative impacts, but one of the most important factors is it's not healthy to humans that consume the products. Some examples of regenerative farming practices. For one, cover crops. Cover crops are plants that are planted with a purpose to protect the soil instead of being harvested. Cover crops control soil erosion, fertility, soil quality, water, and many other factors. Cover crops also increase biodiversity and wildlife, which helps balance the ecology of the landscape in comparison to row crop monoculture. Another form of regenerative practices is regenerative grazing. Some farmers use grazing practices in a manner of rotating the animals, therefore not to deplete the landscape. It's allowing the plants and grasses to have time to grow back by switching the amount of time each herd of animals can graze on that pasture. If one plot of land is available to a massive herd of cattle, then they will deplete it in a short span of time. Therefore, rotating a cycle helps eliminate the problem. To conclude, if the world's fertile soil and biodiversity were lost, then this would lead to a dark future for our society. Some scientists predict that in around 50 years we will have no topsoil and not enough resources to feed ourselves. For example, look at the 1930s, the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression, all caused by human error and depletion of topsoil. History has been known to repeat itself, so we must try to avoid another global crisis. It can be avoided now if lawmakers act.